What's up, you
Hello!
guys? Welcome to
Hi.
episode 18 of Deadbeats. The real episode 18. Rest in peace to the other episode 18.
Yeah, we recorded a whole hour and we lost all of the audio.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It was not a good situation. We thought we had it figured out, but the audio track that I sent Keshav was just empty. It had nothing in it. So
maybe one day we'll,
in the archives.
Yeah.
The lost episode.
One day. So we have two very special guests.
As you can see, hopefully.
Once again, we have Darren and Kathleen.
Hi.
Hi. And this is part 2, I guess. I don't know. Number 2 of our Bachelor recap episodes. As many of you may...
Woo!
It was our most popular episode ever. Or one of them. Wasn't it one of the most listened to?
I don't know.
It was because we tagged a lot of Bachelor people. And so people that just were looking for Bachelor related content found it.
Right, yeah.
Nice.
And that's where it all came from. So we've got to tag all of the Bachelors, previous, future, and current.
Future?
All the
Yeah.
Bachelors. Make predictions.
Yeah, predictions
totally.
to who it might be.
Who it's going to be. I think it's going to be The Rock.
Is he married?
Yes, and with a child.
And with a child, yeah.
2 kids. So as many of you may know, the most recent season of The Bachelor just... Did it end?
Yeah,
It ended? Okay.
When did it end?
I
feel like a
few
month
weeks
ago.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a month ago.
But we had time to really think about it.
Oh, to really let it sit on it and really
it gave us a lot to sort of,
to process and
yeah.
come to your conclusions of.
I've been excited to hear about this. I've seen the stories on Snapchat every so often. It's like, oh, Pilot Pete, all this, but I'm kind of excited to hear it all in one go. So if you haven't heard our last Bachelor episode, we recapped. They recapped and we listened. Bachelor in Paradise.
Episode 4.
The episode 4 of Deadbeats is the Bachelor in Paradise recap, and one of the characters that was mentioned was Pilot Pete, who was
He had sex in a windmill.
Windmill Pete.
It's Windmill Pete.
Yeah.
So
Pete
the last
There's
season...
2 Petes?
No.
He is both Petes.
No.
He's both. He's got 2 nicknames.
He's
a man of many talents.
Wow. That's crazy.
But they all involve propellers, as discussed.
So Pilot Pete was on Hannah's season of The Bachelorette, right? And he was like second place. He was like the runner-up, 3rd place. Wow.
3rd place, yeah.
But he gained notoriety from having sex in a windmill with Hannah a bunch.
4 times.
4 times.
Yeah,
4 times. I thought it was just once. I don't remember
4 times.
that.
Yeah, she's like
Wow.
4 times, and they were like, "Ooh, sex." So he is the new Bachelor in this season, right?
Yes.
Okay, that is all I know.
That's all you know.
You guys.
That's more than I know. I didn't even know that. That's
I'm
something I didn't even know.
setting the stage. Now I'm just going to be quiet. I don't know where does this season start?
Well, I think every Bachelor has their things that everybody obsesses over and references. I think the windmill is an important detail in
motif.
how, a motif that is throughout the season. Also, him being a pilot, he's a commercial pilot for Delta, so there was a ton of pilot jokes throughout the whole season, and every opportunity they could get, he was driving a plane.
He was standing near a plane.
He was standing near a plane
at all times.
Sometimes he was washing one shirtless. Yeah. Sometimes he was
He has his own plane?
That's a big job.
Definitely not, no.
Is it his own plane?
I think they just...
Certainly not.
What, so they just go to a hangar and go and
they went to an
film
airport.
in a
That's
hangar?
actually a really classic Bachelor move that predates Pilot Pete. Rose
Really?
ceremony in a hangar. No one knows why, but it happens a lot.
Yeah.
But
for
they just
sure.
put the majority of the season in the hangar, so someone could approach him while cleaning or.
There's just always B-roll of him like touching planes.
Kind of suspicious.
Like really seductively, yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
just
definitely.
really
Yeah, he
figuring out
fucks
the
planes
plane.
probably. That's my take on The Bachelor. Having heard your 2 seconds of recap, he has sex with his plane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, his
Alright.
dad is a
We won't
pilot.
spoil it, but
His dad's a pilot?
Yeah, his dad's a pilot, and his mom was a flight attendant, and that's how they met. And his
Oh.
younger brother is also a pilot, so it's very much.
Damn.
Oh, it runs in the family.
Yeah, it runs in the family. But there was 3 flight attendants the first night of The Bachelor, and he sent them all home the first night.
First night?
None of them made
shit.
it past the first night. So
Damn, I guess this one they really thought this was their shot.
He was afraid he was gonna call the mom in bed.
mhm.
Damn, that's crazy. All the way.
they all thought they were so unique. It was really
Yeah.
sad.
It was really sad, yeah. They all
But
did
they
like
weren't-
similar bits at the beginning of like doing like the little flight attendant like speech.
One
God.
came in her uniform. One came with like wings, and then I think the other one was just normal.
Man.
They all thought they would be the only one, and they were all wrong.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
so lame.
What was
That's
the
such a-
lamest entry?
The lamest? I don't remember the lamest,
Was
but I
the
remember
sloth on
No,
this
no,
this
no.
season?
No,
No,
the
that was the
sloth was a
Oh, never
previous
mind.
season.
Oh, that was.
But
that
there was a
great.
girl that got out of a suitcase.
Oh yeah,
Like
that
she was zipped up in a suitcase and she like escaped, and then she came out wearing like this beautiful like full-length gown,
It
and
was
looked
actually pretty
like
impressive.
it was very impressive.
It was like
Wow.
when clowns get out of the little cars.
Yeah.
She's like, you could take me in your carry-on.
Pretty much. It's something. I think she made a baggage joke. She's
Oh.
like,
I don't
I'll
have any baggage.
carry your bag. Yeah, something like that.
You don't have to pay for me to fly. I'll just sit in the overhead compartment. It's like a cost-efficient travel partner.
Is Kathleen frozen?
I
I think she's
Catherine-
just staying very still.
Very still like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was gonna ask Kathleen, you're back.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know what something is going on really weird. It sounds like you're all like speaking very slowly and it's like stretched out really slow.
Well, we perfected this already, so it's probably you.
Probably you.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Sad.
All right. Okay. No. Okay. We get Kathleen's fine now. Is Keisha frozen?
Hello?
No, I'm
Okay.
good.
No, you're just
Okay,
actually
it-
sitting
it-
very still.
It is you, Kathleen, because you're frozen to all of us at once at the
I
same
don't
time.
know how to get. What do I do?
Just move closer to your router.
Do you
Should
have
I
an
cut
Ethernet
this
cable?
out?
No, don't edit
I think
this
this
out.
is really good content.
This
This
is
is good
prime
content.
prime content. This
Yeah.
people came to see.
This is relatable. It's relatable. Everyone's been through this.
Does this work? No. My internet's not working. I don't know.
Does your
Okay.
internet have like
It's
the
working a
regular
little
or the
bit.
5G? Maybe if you connect to the other one. Oh wait, but then you'll disconnect from the call.
Hello? Is it working now?
Yep, we're good.
Yeah, it's working now.
I don't know. It just keeps like
All right,
it says my internet's working.
this has been good for the past 10 seconds. So let's just keep.
Okay.
So you
Where
said
were
you were taking notes.
Oh yeah.
Of
So I
stuff
have
to
like a
talk
list
about?
of like highlights.
Yeah,
Of
give us the
things.
highlights.
Mm.
Yeah, let's just run through that. That'll be fun.
The first highlight was like the first episode included the first date with Maddie.
Who's that?
Weird.
Is Maddie cool?
Maddie
Do we like Maddie?
started
Yeah, who is Maddie?
normal and then got really cool and then got a lot less cool and then by the end ended off, I'm going to say like solidly normal.
Huh?
So Maddie is pretty
Mhm.
young. Her dad's a basketball coach at a
Like what?
university,
Oh, at university.
Auburn,
Okay.
I think, and she played basketball in high school. That's what makes her cool.
Mhm.
She like 7 feet
She's very
tall.
pretty. She does her mascara kind of weird, but other than that, beautiful girl.
You think she was chosen for how she did her
But her
mascara?
Maybe it's Clockwork Orange-esque.
Oh wow,
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's
That's
wild.
that's
it's
a
a
red
lot.
flag right there.
the first date was with
Maddie,
Peter's entire family though. So that was like
Wait, it was
strange. Like
her
the
in the
very first
entire
date of the
family?
season.
no, his entire family.
Like it
His whole family was
isn't
there on the first
his
day of the
family.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's so weird.
Why would you do that? Isn't that like step 6?
Because he's obsessed with his family. Like every time a girl spoke about um how much they loved their family, he got a huge boner and like was obsessed with her. It was very
I
strange.
thought he would want somebody that isn't obsessed with their family so that she can just join his family without having to cut any ties. I
How?
think if
That's true. That
if
would
you love
make
your
more
family
sense.
that
I
much,
don't
it
know.
just
ahead.
keeps you away from their
He's never
family, man.
thinking that far ahead.
Probably not. Classic windmill Pete.
So
Just trying to get
what's Pete like as a guy? Like what are his personality traits?
Seems like a very nice boy
Okay.
who
the
doesn't
windmill
know
tells
how
me
to
otherwise.
think.
I
Yeah.
mean,
He like
clearly.
means well in the moment, but doesn't think past the 5 minutes of meaning well in that moment of like any of the consequences of what
Oh,
he
okay.
says or does.
So like
Yeah.
every Bachelor contestant ever.
He's like
No, I
a
think some are more
small.
calculating. Like
He's like a cute rodent. Very small, and you don't want to
yeah.
like hurt him. He's very sweet, but ultimately
He's an idiot.
just doesn't really know what's going on in the
Okay.
world around him.
Okay.
Like you can
He's not
tell
that
when
tall. I think
some
he's a tall man.
yeah, he's tall, but you can tell when some bachelors are like strategic about like who they speak to and how they speak to them and like which girls he like brings really far. But Pete was like very much not thinking the long haul. It was
Just
like he
puts
was
it all
making
out.
decisions like as they came, but then
Yeah.
didn't think
he
of how they would make sense to
he was
like for his
thinking
life.
he was thinking domestic. He should have been thinking international.
Yeah.
That's good.
There it is.
That's a
That's
That's
a
why
first
they
class
that's why they
joke,
pay me the
Misha.
big bucks.
yeah.
But this like first date with Maddie, I think showed that was that like the very first date of like meeting this person, he brought her home to his entire family, and like his parents had a vow renewal ceremony, and then the next
On the date?
yeah on the
That was
date
the date.
that was the date.
He's like, let me bring you to my parents' wedding.
Does he not did you not think like how this like makes you look? Like maybe the girls won't want to be with you after that. Like
You're the
maybe that
Bachelor. Everyone wants to be with you, unless you're Colton. So many girls self-evicted that season.
really?
Yeah.
Maddie took it in stride. She
But
thrived.
then the next time that he saw her, he like gave her a picture of her and his entire family together. Like the second time they spoke, and like then she was like, "Oh, thank you," but like, what am I supposed to do with that? And that becomes like even a bigger joke when you hear what happens at the end of this season.
Oh my god.
So
That
that's a
sounds
bit.
insane. That'd be a red flag for me.
Yeah.
I was like, let's go on a first date, and a girl was like, okay, but you're gonna meet my whole family at my parents' vow renewals. I'd be like, oh, actually, I'm busy. Like that'd be my immediate response.
Isn't the first day like just introductions to all the
That's the
girls?
first night, but then like the first
Oh,
episode included the first night and then the first day, which is like the first date for
okay. So he
yeah.
chooses one girl to go on a date with,
Mm-hmm.
and then he
Yeah.
did that.
And they did
Mhm.
that. I'd be like, oh
That
yeah,
was
I'm
Yeah.
the
busy
twist.
for 2 years at least.
I'm busy until the next season of The Bachelor.
yeah. Okay,
Um
so Maddie, and so that happens.
yeah, that was my first kind of highlight because that's important for later. But then the
Okay.
second thing, the big thing in my opinion that happened, I don't know if Darren you agree, is Champagne Gate.
Oh, hell yeah.
Great
Oh wait,
setup.
Champagne Gate.
wait, there's one more thing before that. So after that date with his parents, Maddie, like in real life, posts a picture on Instagram of like her on that date with his parents. And then under it, she comments from her own Instagram account, saying, "Beautiful date, Maddie. You were so genuine and real."
Yeah,
Hashtag
I heard
genuine
about
and
this.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So it was like very obvious that she had like created a fake fan account for herself and thought she was commenting on
She
her
forgot to
photo
switch
from that
accounts.
account, but she forgot to switch.
Oh
And she
shit.
commented from her own account, and it was like so awkward and like strange. And then she like tried to cover it up by being like, "Oh no, my friend like was logged on my account when I was on The Bachelor, and then like she forgot to
That's
log
her?
off."
That's her.
So
That's her.
Yeah.
yeah, that's her. So
I think
genuine and real.
I don't know. It just edited out everything that wasn't my.
That's so
It
beautiful.
edited out my phone and the background.
That's so funny.
It thinks
Anyway,
it's me.
hashtag genuine and real.
Yeah. So keeping it genuine and real.
Wow,
Oh my
that's
God, I
ironic.
hate her. Yeah, that is.
Yeah. So that was kind of a way to start the season.
Yeah.
But then
That's a
the
wild way to.
the next big drama is Champagne Gate.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, I saw this meme.
So I guess
It's worth.
So good.
I saw. Have you seen the
how do
meme,
I
Keisha?
even
Did you see it?
explain?
I don't know.
What more
It
is
has
there
so
to
many
explain?
layers.
It's a video.
Champagne.
Keisha, make the video your background.
Let me see. I think I can.
That's good.
I can't minimize while I'm recording.
This is good audio content.
Yeah, really
There's
great.
So there's two main characters involved in Champagne Gate. Oh. The first one is Kelsey, who's like actually one of the older girls on the season, and she's from Ohio. And
Okay.
the other girl is Hannah Ann, who is like very young. Is like one of the youngest, I think, on the season, and is like a model. And Kelsey basically like has been saving this bottle of champagne for years, question mark. And brought
One
it
single year.
1 year, okay. And then brought it from like her hometown to like open it with Peter on the first night, but except there wasn't time. So on like the second like big cocktail party, I guess she's like, okay, I'm gonna do it. She like set up this like thing by the fireplace. She like put it on ice. She like put like pillows and like candles and stuff. She got it all ready, and then people kept interrupting Peter, so she couldn't get her time. So she was like sitting in another room, like really annoyed because she like had set up this whole thing, but everyone kept stealing Peter. And then Hannah Ann, meanwhile, is having time with Peter, and she
Keep going.
she was gonna get champagne with her, and they like mixed up like where they were. So her sat down in like these setup and then like popped the bottle of Kelsey's champagne, and Kelsey hears the bottle pop from the next room and then freaks the fuck out and like starts hysterically crying and like yelling at everybody and being like, oh my god, I like brought this like champagne from Deloitte, like blah blah blah. And like everyone's trying to comfort her, and then finally Peter like sits her down and like gets her to like the other bottle of champagne that was originally meant for Hannah Ann, that they got the whole mix up. It was definitely a producer, like
Yeah.
the producers did this on purpose to them. And then they pop that bottle and she drinks it from the bottle, and the whole thing like explodes in her face. And it's
Oh my
really
god.
sad.
It's just a really wonderful TV moment.
It was like a
I think I've seen it
really,
as a GIF.
yeah, the series of events was really shocking.
Wow, you're gonna have to put this in the video. Let me see. They're all clapping.
They're clapping. Oh,
Oh,
is it coming?
Oh, here we go.
yeah, it's coming. Kelsey was convinced that Hannah Ann did this all on purpose.
Oh.
Damn.
Oh man, that's how you blow your shot. You get champagne on your
No.
face. That's it.
Yeah.
That's my number one if I ever go on a date. If they drink a bottle of champagne and then it explodes, bye. Get off my.
She
Red flag.
recovered very well. It was impressive.
What did she do?
That
Well, first she got in like a
how'd she
huge
recover?
fight with
Yeah.
Hannah Ann, which just like in the moment didn't really make a lot of sense because it was like, sorry, I drank your champagne. Like, it didn't have your name on it. Like, what was I supposed to do? And she
Right.
like Kelsey attacked her.
Oh, yeah, she called her like a fake bitch. She was like, "You're
Yeah.
real. Like I'm real. You're calculated. Like you're a fake bitch. Like I knew you did this on purpose."
Like she actually looked insane. This woman looked like a crazy person. And then she made it really far. And she was like really nice, and I wanted
Oh
her to be the
wow.
Bachelorette.
Yeah, she really had a like she turned it all around.
That's pretty
by the
crazy. That's
end.
pretty
Poor
crazy
thing.
to be able to turn that around because that seems like very much something that would make someone be like, "Oh, I've only known you for 2 days and you're psychotic."
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
But she kept her cool in front of Peter the whole time. I think it was like
That's
she was
true.
always really like overly emotional and like acted really like harshly like to other women. But whenever she was with Peter, she kept her cool. Like even when that champagne like blew up her face, she makeup like she didn't come as crazy, I think, to his face ever.
Okay.
Right.
Proud of her.
Okay, so
Proud of her.
what day did this happen?
This was like the second episode.
two.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, man!
Yeah.
What a so fast.
The other thing I have related to this is there was like a series of strange like mispronunciations throughout the season.
Oh my god.
And
so
one of
good.
them was Hannah Ann calling this the champagne finasco.
What? Finasco?
She's like, I'm so tired of talking about this champagne finasco.
And like she very clearly like enunciated Finasco.
Yeah, oh, it's finasco. Yeah.
Hard
And
end.
then another weird like mispronunciation was there was like this date where they had to all pillow fight each other. So they got like woken up by like air horns, and this one girl was like for her interview was describing what happened and was like, yeah, and then we got woken up by air horns and we all had to put on these cute lingerie sets.
Lingerie.
Lingerie?
Lingerie.
I was like, what? You had to do what? It was very weird.
Man, how old are these women? Are they like our age or are they older?
Third,
Some
I
of them
think,
are like our age now.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Between 21 and
22.
30, yeah.
Wow.
That's too old to be saying lingerie.
It really is.
Like I'd say it's excusable up until the age of like I'd say up until like 17 maybe. Like if I'm pushing it, like if you've never said the word out loud,
Yeah.
like I'd find it weird if you hadn't heard it out loud before. But I'd say that's the oldest you can be and not know how to pronounce that.
She was very confident.
Lingerie.
Yeah. Well, because I think I probably said it, like I probably was like, the first time I was corrected on it, I was probably like a kid in like a mall. And I tried trying to
Right.
like read signs and stuff. And I was like, oh, mom, what's lingerie? And that might have been a weird conversation. I don't know. Like, when I was a kid, I used to say San Jose instead of San Jose.
I used to say rest or not.
Rest or not.
That's
Yeah.
fun. I like that.
My sister one time decided to use the word Armageddon for the first time out loud. And she was like, yeah, like that movie Armageddon. And I was like, what? And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm about to make fun of you for this for 8 years.
How old was she?
Too old, I think.
I thought it'd be funny if she was like 8 and you were like, oh, I'm never gonna let you live this down.
Yeah, she
Stupid
might
kid.
have been. I still bring it up.
We were watching with subtitles, and to like watch the subtitles, try to figure it out was a good time. And like put it in quotations. Lingerie set.
So there's mispronunciations.
Yeah.
Oh, Jake's there.
Oh yeah. Jake is
Yeah.
here. Jake wanted me to mention Cleveland as a highlight.
Like the
Cleveland.
place?
Yeah, Cleveland.
No, you were like, he just wanted me to say Cleveland.
He
So
just
You
wanted me
wanted to give shouts
to
out to
state it.
Cleveland.
shout out to Cleveland.
But they usually go to these beautiful locations, and the girls are always really excited to like hear about where they're going next. And like Chris Harrison will come in and announce it. And then this season they announced they were going to Cleveland, and there was just like uncomfortable silence afterwards. There was like, "What? We're going where?"
I've done everything in my life to stay away from Cleveland. I'm not trying to go there.
It was like when Joey told me, he was like, "Oh, my family's going on a road trip," and I said, "Where?" And he said, "To Cleveland," and I said,
Yeah,
"What?"
yeah. They love it. They love land. They call it land.
Reach
The
land.
land. Yeah, reach land.
Reachland.
Cleveland. They had
That's
a
such a-
lovely time in Cleveland. Is that where they did the date with Chase? What's his name?
Bank.
I don't think that was quite yet.
Ah.
But we can talk about that.
Yeah.
Chase Rice.
Yeah,
Have
this
you
is
ever
all in your
been
hands.
on a date and then
No.
you've been on a date and then your ex is the one providing the entertainment for the date
In what
that you're
capacity?
on?
Strip.
He is the country singer giving you a private concert.
Oh man, these producers are evil.
Yeah. And he didn't know either that was gonna happen, so
Oh,
it's
he didn't
super
know?
awkward. Yeah, it wasn't
Is
like
he
even
from Cleveland? Is that why they went to Cleveland?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Man, he's from the sky.
You have to know who Victoria F
God.
is
Does
to
anyone
understand the story.
have to know who Victoria F is?
I
don't
think the world
anyone
knows.
should.
Is this the singer?
No, Victoria F is the contestant.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, you know,
So she
that's not great. So, hey, okay, I'm gonna go downstairs.
like
Hello?
there was another Victoria, and she had to be Victoria F. And okay, she went. Hello.
Hello? Okay,
Yeah, you
we're
good?
back. That was. Let me go downstairs. You guys just keep talking.
Okay. So she was having like a really good date finally for the first time ever. She wasn't crying. And she
Yeah.
was like they went to an amusement park and all this stuff. And then the end of the date ended with a private concert, like by Chase Rice.
Okay.
And then as they're walking up to the concert and she's like hearing the music, you can see her brain be like, wait, what? Wait, what? What's happening? And then suddenly they're like in this huge crowd, like elevated on like a podium at this Chase Rice concert, and it was her ex-boyfriend, and it was
Oh
the
my
most
God.
awkward thing ever.
Just serenading them.
Serenading them.
And Peter was like, "Oh, you know all the words." She was singing along. It was so good.
I did such a great job. I picked such a great concert for us to go see.
Everyone's growing.
Guys. We're recording.
Why are you laughing?
We're recording right now. Stop talking about Zach's beard.
You stopped talking about my facial hair?
Yeah, why did you come downstairs then if not to show us Zach's beard?
Because the internet's
Oh.
not good.
What's there to show? You saw 2 days ago.
My family's here. They're not gonna talk that much.
Yeah, put the background up again.
Background up. All right, keep going. So Chase Rice, is that what you said?
Yeah, Chase Rice.
He's
Chase
her ex-boyfriend. Victoria F's
Yeah.
ex-boyfriend.
Or they, well, that's like up for debate as well if they're actually. Depends who you ask. Some
Okay.
say they just had like one night together, and others say they like dated for months. So it's very confusing, like what their actual relationship was.
She said, "My ex."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't trust her.
And apparently they
Already?
broke up just like because she was going on the show. Like it was like very soon before she left for the show that they stopped seeing each other.
This is Victoria F.
She looks like a Victoria F.
Victoria F is also known for having sex with other people's husbands.
Wow.
Oh, that's not something I to be known for.
Is that like on her card, like her her introduction card? Like, what's up? I'm Victoria F. I'm a flight attendant, and I love fucking other men's husbands.
Specifically, other men's husbands.
Other men's husbands.
She really has like a niche.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay, but But she also modeled for this like animal rights campaign that used the hashtag White Lives Matter because it was for like save the white fish or what, I don't know what
It
it
was
was.
an
Oh,
animal
but
rights
they
thing?
thought white
was
lives
weird.
matter was the way to go with the slogan.
There were Confederate flags.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I don't think
It was a big yikes. She made it to 3rd place.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Man, it's Pete is the problem here.
Pete is the problem
I
here.
think
Right.
Pete craves chaos.
He
really
does.
does.
He really craved
He
chaos.
rewards the drama.
Yeah,
That's good
he
to know.
loved.
I mean,
He
we were able
feasts
to
on
figure
their
that out.
tears.
He loved that he was terrified of Victoria F.
No, no, no.
It's like Love is Blind. It's like how Barnett is terrified of Amber,
Mhm.
and that's why
I just started watching that.
That's my spot.
We're recording. This is such a good spot.
I was sitting there.
I'm gonna have to edit so much of this. All
Is
right.
there anything else on Victoria while we're on the subject? Just super whiny.
Yeah, just like very whiny.
sounds like it. She
And, like,
said you said
touches
she
her
cried
hand
the
a
whole time.
lot.
She like acted like very shy the whole time, but then like would do things that a shy person would never do, like very openly. It was very strange. Like her like kind of tactic at the beginning was to be the like cute shy girl. It's like, oh, I don't like being on TV, and then like would like do these huge displays of like drama, including like calling out that other girl, Leia, which is a whole other can of worms in terms of drama in the house. So there was this other girl named Alea who basically was like run out of the house just because she was annoying. Like she was kind of annoying and had like a high voice, so all the other girls hated her and they all like convinced Peter to send her home.
Oh my god.
And
Whoa.
So mean.
and then when she got home, she like discovered what Reddit was and like started reading all the gossip about all the other girls in the house and then came back and like spread all the gossip that she had read on Reddit, including
the Chase thing.
Chase Rice, yeah, including the Chase Rice thing.
Wow.
Wait, so they did the show admit was the show like this is her ex-boyfriend singing right now, or did people find out after? Oh, okay.
No, it was like she had to admit to Peter in the date afterwards that it was her ex-boyfriend.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And then he came out afterwards being like, the producers tricked me, like they didn't tell me that was gonna happen. Like I didn't think I would see her.
These producers they do not seem nice.
No, they don't. They have no regard for anybody's feelings or personal lives.
They have regard for entertainment value.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. These are not people. These are pawns in their game.
Yeah.
But
You're
you
not
can't
wrong.
look away. It's like a car fire.
And everyone inside the car is like super hot.
Because the fire.
Yeah.
Hence the fire.
All right. Well, what else?
Yeah, well, the other funny thing about the whole Alea thing is the other Victoria, so Victoria P, like was one of the main people who like called that girl out and said to Peter that you have to send her home. And then one of her things she would say is like, oh, I don't even know her. Like I met her for like 20 seconds at a pageant before this show, but I don't know her at all. And then online, all of these pictures came out of them going to Vegas together. And it was
This is
very
not-
strange.
They were both
Like
pageant
connoisseur. You'll throw it up
Yeah.
in post.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
Do it in post.
I don't even know what that means.
Just do it in post.
Post.
Not pre, not present, post. Got it?
Yeah. So where were we? There is another Victoria.
Oh,
Victoria
yes.
P.
Victoria P. So the girl Leia who got sent home basically because she was annoying, the person that like led that like witch hunt for her was the other Victoria, so Victoria P. And she claimed that her and Alea hardly knew each other before the show. Like they had met like for a few minutes, like at the back of like doing pageants.
Mm-hmm.
But then online, all these photos came out of them going to Vegas together on this like big girls trip.
Damn.
So they had obviously known each other a lot better than they said they did, and it was also really strange. They would shit talk each other, but when they would interact, like Victoria would like stroke Alea's face, really like and trying to comfort her. I guess I don't know. It was very strange to watch.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't know if I could actually make it through watching this show.
No, it would just make me uncomfortable. What what was like the biggest tea though?
The last like 3 episodes were
Yeah.
just bananas.
Yeah.
Like Riverdale bananas?
Yeah.
Wow.
Should we
So-
explain the finale or like the?
I think
end?
we have to start at Fantasy Suites.
Okay.
Okay, Fantasy Suites.
So
So
Fantasy Suite week is when you get to have sex finally after all these,
Woo!
and it's when there's 3 women left, 4 women left.
There's 3 women left.
So
This takes turns having sex with them? Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Exactly.
That's so
Usually-
fucked.
Usually the whole time they're all living in the same place, but for Fantasy Suite week, they give them each their own like hotel room or house or whatever, wherever they're staying. But for this one, they put them all in the same room and they all like showed up that day and they're like, huh, what are you doing here? This is weird. And Maddie, who you will remember from the uncomfortable first date, when
Yes.
she went to his parents' wedding.
Wait, okay. Who were left over? Who are the people here?
Okay. So it's Victoria F, which is
Okay.
the girl who dated the country singer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maddie, who had the first date with his
Yeah.
parents.
Mhm.
And Hannah Ann, the girl who was in the Champagne Gate scandal.
Oh,
Great,
but who
okay.
didn't get the champagne on her.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, the other
Okay.
one.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it. What happened to
The
the other?
Finasco.
What happened to the other champagne girl?
She was number 4.
Yeah,
Number
she was
4.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Yeah, so there's 3 of them left, and they're all staying in the same place, which is weird and awkward. And then it comes out that
Especially because
because
no, at
because
that point we already
Madison
know
is like
that Madison.
is saving herself for marriage.
Oh.
And she told Peter like very late in the game, like probably later than she should have, because she waited till like right before this week started to like tell him that. And then
Oh.
basically was like, don't sleep with anyone else because I'll be mad and not sleep with you or
That's
like accept your
sneaky.
proposal. Yeah.
That's kind of sneaky. That's pretty sneaky, actually.
It was
How
weird.
sneaky? How sneaky is it?
Pretty
Pretty
sneaky.
sneaky.
Not like the sneakiest, but like also not like a minimal amount of sneak. Like,
Like
there's
not
definitely
like a Swiper from Dora level of sneak, like so sneaky, but not also not like an elephant in a China shop sneaky, like somewhere in the middle.
yeah, just like a substantial amount of sneak.
Huh?
Okay.
She knows that she's a front runner at this point.
Oh man,
Right.
she's using it to her advantage.
Yeah. A little bit.
He's smart
know,
though.
it's like
That's
up-
smart.
It was up for debate because it was also like she didn't fully say it as like a threat like that. It was more like, hey, this is like what I'm comfortable with, and if this happens, I'll find it really hard to accept a proposal from you. So if you like know that it's me at this point, then don't do these things. But then he kind of was like, but I don't know if it's you at this point. There's still like 2 other people here
Yeah.
that I would like to have sex with. So and he
So
did.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah, he did. Which is like pretty much probably why Victoria F was even still there at that point.
Yeah.
Because they fought every time they interacted.
How did it work with one group room then?
They all go to like a different room
Oh, okay.
called the Fantasy Suite.
Yeah.
Right.
And none of them were very nice this time, can I just say? Usually the Fantasy Suite is like a nice, like interior designed,
It's
like a
Cleveland.
very nice place.
Oh, they include
Not
still?
always. In Ari's season, poor Becca had to like have sex with him in like a tent in the
windmill.
middle. No, a tent in
On
the
a
middle of
mini
the
golf
desert.
course.
A
Oh, I
tent
don't
in the middle
remember
of a
that. I
desert?
don't think I
There
saw
was
that
no
season.
bathroom, no running water, and apparently it was the worst thing ever.
That's not sanitary.
Yeah, that's not good at all.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
had
girls
to do
Especially
to
not in
pee.
this climate.
in one
Could
of the
you
one of
imagine
those.
that's could have been what started the virus. I'm certain it started there.
There was a pangolin out there. It just wandered in.
They
So-
had
so-
to do it in sorry.
What are you gonna say?
They had to do it in one of those little windmills on a mini golf course.
He's like, okay, so the only thing is we have to do it in a windmill. I
It
can't
has to be a
not have
windmill.
sex in
It's
a
like,
windmill.
oh damn, our budget is like out for this season. Like we've spent it all on these suites, on this fancy trip to Cleveland, on all these planes that you had to wash. I mean, we can scrounge something up, see what we can get. Do you guys like mini golf?
So
Um,
they have a fantasy suite.
And Maddie, of course, gets the last fantasy suite. Like they very much set it up. They set her up for failure in that way. So once it gets to that date, she like asks him pretty much like if he had sex with the other two, and he's like, yeah. And then she very upset and there's a lot of crying. Show up to the rose ceremony. Like they don't know if she like went home or not. And then when it gets to the rose ceremony, she does show up. And he calls her name and he asks her, will you accept this rose? And she goes like, I guess so. And he goes, are you sure?
Really?
Really? And then he sends Victoria F home. So the final two are Hannah Ann and Madison, but Madison is still very upset about the fact that he slept with the other two
Yeah.
before this point. And the last week where two of them are left, that's when you meet Peter's parents. Except Maddie has already met.
Oh, Maddie's
Right.
already
Okay.
met
I was
them.
confused for a second.
Like that's when you officially are supposed to meet the
Yeah.
parents, like when
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
two left.
Mhm.
But then obviously Maddie had met them before, but that did not help her in this scenario at all.
How come?
His parents hated her.
His parents love sex.
Yeah, his parents love sex.
Oh, that's so.
Okay.
How is that made? How is that like clear?
Okay,
And
when he had sex in the windmill that many times, like on the live show, and they announced that in front of everyone, his parents are like standing ovation, clapping, being like screaming.
That's
like,
my
yeah.
So
boy.
excited. Literally,
So
his
excited.
dad was pumped.
Yes. I raised him.
And then there's like all these like weird bits of like his parents like being like sensual with each other that are like supposed to be funny but are just like uncomfortable for everybody involved.
I'm
So, like,
probably
they're
gonna cut
very-
to one of those,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I don't like that.
So they're very pro sex. So I think
Okay.
they found out about the Maddie situation and were very
He told
not
it. That was the
happy.
first thing he did. It was so
Yeah.
weird. So Hannah Ann went first,
Mhm.
and she was delightful because she's a delightful person most of the time. And it was fine. And then the next day, Peter's like sitting down with his parents. He's like, so yeah, you met Hannah Ann. Now here's Maddie. She wouldn't let me have sex with anyone. Is like literally what he opened with. That was the first thing
He set her
decided to
up.
tell
Yeah,
them.
he set her up.
And they were
Pete,
like,
what are you doing?
But they love Hannah Ann because she's
love
like, you
Hannah
can have
Ann.
sex with anybody. Just pick me at the end. Was basically her approach to it. And then so when they meet Maddie, they're basically like, you have different lifestyles. Peter's brother's like, you like to go line dancing.
You love
Does
to
Maddie
line
want to go line dancing?
It's like literally inconceivable to Peter's brother that Peter would not have sex with this woman. He was like, are you prepared to do that? To not have sex until you get married? And he's like, yeah, for her. Yeah. And he was like, are you sure?
Like you realize that we get married in like 2 weeks if I choose her.
Yeah, I know.
But does she like line dancing? Would she go line dancing with you? He was very concerned about that as well.
Would
But
you do the
Peter-
hoe down, throw down?
So that was like just generally awkward. The fact that his parents obviously liked Hannah Ann more to a point where like Barb was crying and being like, God told me that
Who's Barb?
he sent Hannah Ann. Barb is
Barb
Peter's
isn't
mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Odd.
So Barb was like, God sent Hannah Ann to you. Like she's your person.
She's an
Like you have
angel
to
on
pick her.
earth. This is a quote.
And she's
She's an angel on
crying.
earth. Bring him home. Bring her home to us.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
They want to have sex with Hannah Ann.
She's
That's
really
what
pretty.
it is.
Yeah. But then, so after that whole fiasco of a meeting with the parents, Hannah and Madison basically tells Peter that she's like leaving. She's like, "This is a bad idea. We have like very different lifestyles. Like, um, we're not meant for each other," and leaves. And Peter is devastated. Except he like doesn't tell Hannah Ann that Madison has left. Like he
Wait,
makes
so
her
is
think.
Hannah the only person left
Hannah
now?
Ann is
Yeah.
the only person left, but she still thinks that she's like competing for Peter's
Oh.
heart.
Wow.
And that's really strange and awkward. And then finally, he does pick Hannah Ann and propose. But it almost feels like he like says Madison's name by accident, like during the proposal. He like
Man,
says
Hannah.
Madison, but then like saves it of being like, Madison went home 2 days ago.
Oh,
And she was like, "What?"
man. I gotta see that. I have to see how.
How he covered it up.
Yeah, like, cause like if you see his face, you'll be able to tell like
It was really strange.
if
And
it
also
was
like
an accident or not.
she was like kind of like confused about it. She's like, "Why are you like talking about someone else while you're proposing to me?"
Yeah, no, for real though. Like,
But then she said yes anyway, and they were engaged. And
Okay.
his parents were like ecstatic. The show wraps, the show ends, and Hannah Ann and Peter are engaged for like 2 months, I think, is like the timeline of it. And then Peter breaks up with Hannah Ann because he cannot give her his entire heart.
Oh. How did
why
and
can't
you
he
found
give
this
her his
out
entire heart?
through?
Sometime between the season wrapped, which is like they pre-film all of it, and March, which is when the live finale airs, they break up and cameras are there for it. I think they've said it's like late January.
Wait, the
Yeah.
cameras were there when they broke up?
Yeah.
Okay, but the
Yeah,
season
obviously.
ended though.
But the season is done, but like they're in like those, they rent them houses basically so that they can like be together in secret. But like when they're still going to those houses, they're still like on contract. So like if something big happens in their relationship, camera crews show up.
So
Like they're finished filming the main season, like the weekly episodes. So now they're airing, and no one knows who won yet. So they have to keep their relationship a secret.
Oh, okay.
Got it. And how long do they have to just be in this like shed in Cleveland?
For like 2 or 3 months, I
2,
think.
3 months, yeah, as long
Damn.
as the season is airing.
That's
Yeah.
like I can relate to that because I have been in my house for a few weeks at this point, and I'm going nuts. So
They have to like wear wigs and get into like cars
Like
with like
be
the
in
wind.
disguise.
Yeah, be disguises. Their like names in each
have
other's
to wear funny
phones
hats.
are different.
Wait, is this true?
Yeah, this is real.
Oh, whoa!
Pretty
Yeah.
much,
They have to wear wigs.
Yeah, like they wear
Otherwise,
wigs.
Reality Steve's gonna find you.
And he finds everything.
Reality Steve.
Yeah, Reality Steve is like a
Perez
blogger
Hilton of The Bachelor.
who spoils The Bachelor.
Whoa, fuck Reality Steve. Let me pull this shit up.
Oh, I'm learning so much.
But okay,
That's crazy. I love how his name is Reality Steve.
Reality
Stevie.
Steve spoils The Bachelor and The Bachelorette every single season, but he couldn't figure out Peter's ending. Peter's ending was like one of the few endings in like years that hasn't been spoiled by Reality Steve, basically.
Reality Steve. Oh my god, look. He has a website.
Screen
Yeah.
share.
I screen share Reality Steve's website. Okay, let me pull it up.
I just think we
What?
should use the medium.
Totally.
to its
Yeah,
fullest
might as
extent.
well. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Again, great audio content for your podcast.
It's
describe
fine.
it.
Nobody listens to our podcast anyway.
People listen to
Alright,
this episode.
I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah, it's gonna be the second most popular episode behind
Yeah.
our Paradise recap.
Okay.
Reality
see.
Steve. RS.
Like he figured things out like a week before they happened, but like usually he spoils the entire season like at the beginning,
Spoilers. Look,
and he wasn't
Right.
able to.
So
Bachelor
this is
in
a website.
Paradise.
It's a website called Reality Steve, obviously, and
There's
has a
so many
section on
ads.
it.
Oh my god.
Lots of ads, like so many ads. He's a podcast. There's a section that's just called spoilers. Does he make money from this?
Doctor
What's
Reality
Doc-
Steve.
Look
Is
at
he
all
a-
those ads.
Dr. Reality Steve.
All the women who Victoria F slept with like their husbands would email Reality Steve about it. Like he's the person that you go to like give information.
Oh, this is like extra stuff, you know?
Mhm.
There's literally a George R. Martin interview in the corner of this website.
Wow, he's doing well, I guess. Making money from all the hundreds of ads on this website.
Yeah.
Let me see
Yeah.
Reality Steve. If I want to see what he looks like.
It
He
looks like
looks-
George R. R. Martin.
Oh man,
He looks like
such
he
a Steve.
yeah, he looks like he had a big radio show in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
I'm just going to this.
What
Oh
happened?
man, I
Wait. His Twitter bio. Wait, what is his Twitter bio?
I like TV. I write about TV. TV
is fun. Wanna make
Wanna
out?
make
Yes or
out.
no?
What is that?
What is that part? Is
It's
that
in
does he ask that
quotes.
to all of his guests?
I think he's asking that, but he doesn't want it to seem like he's really asking it, so he's putting it in quotes. Like, yes, no, do you want to make out?
Asking for a friend.
Asking.
Oh, sorry, my
Is it-
friend grabbed my phone.
Chris Harrison hates Reality Steve.
What? How
He
could
hates
you not
Reality
hate
Steve?
Reality Steve?
Yeah,
But other
He just makes a
Bachelor
living off
contestants
this man
like
stands for
talk
integrity.
to him.
They talk to him?
Damn.
Like I follow reality like people from the Bachelor Bachelorette on Twitter who follow Reality Steve. Like some of them like are into it and some of them like hate him.
He does podcasts.
All right, shout out
Actually,
Reality
yeah.
Steve,
Yeah,
I guess.
shout out Reality Steve.
So the season ends, and then they like wear wigs in a shed for a few months, and then the finale airs.
Then the like after the final rose like,
Right.
finale stuff share. That's like the live show that happens at the very end. And that's when like all this stuff comes out, and it's when they like show the scene where they break up.
Mhm.
And basically when they break up, Hannah Ann like rips him a new one and is like, you took away like my first proposal, like I'm never gonna get that back, like you didn't think through your feelings at all before you proposed to me, like you're an idiot, and like basically like spit a lot of truth that everyone was thinking this entire time. Meanwhile, Barb in the audience is like clapping, being like, yeah, fuck Peter. I love Hannah Ann.
No.
And there's like a tiny like square of Barb, like her face in the corner, like
So
as
good.
this
Like,
scene is
picture
playing,
in
of her
picture.
like nodding and being like, yeah, like, and
I
she's
hate my son.
My
I
son
hate my
sucks.
son. And she starts the applause for Hannah Ann, like when Hannah Ann breaks up with her son. And it's so weird and
Oh my
uncomfortable.
god.
These parents are weird. Is what I'm getting
Well,
from the
no,
show.
they
He
wanted
has
to have
some
sex with
strange
Hannah
parents.
Ann. Like,
They-
that's
yeah,
it.
they-
Like, they wanted to have sex with her. That's
They're
it.
just
Yeah.
happy she's single.
Yeah, they're happy she's single now.
And then basically they set up this whole thing of like he's gonna try again with Maddie, and he like goes to her and like they like try to like rectify things, I guess, and then they both come out live, and Barb is like very upset when Chris Harrison is interviewing Maddie and Peter about like how they're gonna try to be in a relationship.
So they just have a Barb cam the whole time.
Yeah, there's a Barb cam
Barb
the
is there.
entire time, and she's there like in person.
Yeah.
And she basically is like, we didn't like Maddie, like she made us wait in Australia for 3 hours, like when she came to visit us, and like Hannah Ann was just like so perfect and
Is Pete
beautiful,
Australian?
and I love her. Yeah, like that's where the finale took place, was in
Okay.
Australia.
Oh, wow, okay.
And then it's like she basically says like they're gonna break up, like have fun,
She
you're gonna
says-
break up.
The best one was like Chris Harrison asked Barb a question. He's like, how do you like feel about all this? Like, don't you support your son? And she was like, you know, I think he's gonna have to fail to succeed or something like that. She was like, I think he's gonna have to fail in this relationship to learn how to be a person, is essentially what she said. It was
Wow.
wild.
Peter lives with his parents, by the way. He's like
How old is
28
he?
years old and lives with his parents. So like Chris Harrison in an interview was like, I don't know if Peter like was able to go home after we filmed that. I was waiting for him to show up at my door to sleep at my house because we're neighbors.
They're
And it was-
They're neighbors.
Yeah, they're
No
What
neighbors.
if what
way.
if Chris Harrison buys a new house every season just so he can live next to the Bachelor?
But yeah, so that made it extra uncomfortable that he was like very much dependent on his family, and like she was very upset with him. It seemed like on national television in front of
It was
everybody.
so weird. She's like getting in a fight with this like 22-year-old girl who's just sitting there like, please stop being so mean to me on live TV.
God damn.
So where did it end? Like the
Well,
finale?
the whole
Like where
time
did
they're
it?
sitting there at the live show, Peter and Maddie have just zero chemistry. Body language, not there. They kind of look like they hate each other. So it's
Yeah.
like, oh, we're going to see where this goes. And everyone's like,
No, you're not.
Yeah, yeah.
And then 2 days later, they both announce on Instagram that they have broken up and are going their separate ways.
Oh, so sad.
So it ends with no one getting married.
No one gets married.
Like,
no one
literally
is
no one
engaged.
got what they
A
wanted.
lot of people are mad at each other.
Yeah.
That seems like how most of it goes.
And
Do
Barb is
Bachelor
now
people
famous.
actually married?
Barb is
Barb is
famous.
famous.
Barb,
Yeah, now Barb is famous.
Barb Pilot, Barb Windmill. What's his last name?
Weber.
Barb Weber.
Shout
Barb.
out Barb Weber at real Barb Weber on Twitter and Instagram.
I still have hope for Hannah B and Peter. I think they deserve each other.
No, she's dating
They both
Tyler.
have
They're quarantining
hijacked
together.
communities.
Aw.
I don't think they're
Who-
dating. I think they're you know.
There's a lot of
they're doing their
sketchy
thing.
stuff on Instagram happening right now of like different Bachelor contestants like quarantining together, and it's basically like exposing who's having sex and who isn't. So
That's
Peter is quarantining right now with Kelly, who's like a girl that got like
that
fifth.
actually what's happening?
Yeah.
Damn.
So now he's like low key maybe seeing her.
I mean, it's kind of crazy. You kind of set yourself up for like, even if it doesn't go well, like you've got like
Yeah, you have like you can
You
try
have
this like
28
25
more
more
options,
times.
just, like-
Okay, so Peter sounds like he sucks a little bit.
Yeah. I'm not
sure
a fan.
he's a really nice guy. He just choices, which I can relate to.
I'm sure he's a nice very well.
Yeah.
And you need to play the game a little bit. Like you need to
Yeah.
be strategic about how
And
you
he
do
wasn't.
things. And he was not at all.
Hmm.
But yeah, the only other highlight I have written down here is McKenna's tongue.
What's up with
Oh.
McKenna's tongue?
Yeah, what's
Yo,
he doing?
McKenna's tongue is crazy.
I have a really short tongue, so I can't do it. But
You look up
a
a
lot of,
GIF.
like-
What's it? How do you
Okay,
spell
hold
that?
on.
I don't know how to spell it.
McKenna. So
Oh,
McKenna,
actually, Zach, you do the screen thing again.
Okay, yeah. Oh, by the way, my garage band, it's done recording. Like I can't record anymore. So
Oh
does that
no,
mean I should stop recording?
I don't know what to do. What do you mean you can't record anymore?
like it's like the like it won't let me click play on another like thing. It's like the maximum amount that I'm allowed to record is.
All right, do you want to open a new?
I don't know if it'll let me. I'll try.
Okay. Like when did it stop? It just stopped?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It stopped like 2 seconds ago. I was watching it.
Okay.
But it's like the pinwheel is going right now. It's not like letting me click on anything.
Hmm.
So I hope that it saves this track. We'll see though. We still have the Zoom
We
video.
still have the
so
Zoom
it's
audio.
fine.
The internet glitches out a couple times, which is like I'll just like
okay.
kind of cut that or replace it with like robot talking of what I thought you guys said.
I think it's fine. I wouldn't be worried. I
Okay.
think the file just needs to like load. Okay, wait, what am I looking up? McKenna?
McKenna's tongue. MYKENNA.
she's Canadian.
She's Canadian. She's from BC.
Wow, McKenna tongue is like the third thing that comes up.
After you type M, that's crazy.
Now you know all the internet references of this entire season. You're good to go.
That's
I'm
good.
so
yeah,
glad.
pretty much.
Okay. We're at my screen now, everyone.
So while you're looking at this, McKenna is from BC and she like made it, I don't know, like halfway through. But she like was an influencer and is known for like just like drinking wine and dancing on her Instagram. And
What is she? So like is Does she have a specific tongue talent, or is it just that she does a lot of weird stuff with her tongue all the
She
time?
did. It was one episode where like Chris Harrison was announcing that the cocktail party was canceled, and she flipped out, and then immediately started doing all this weird stuff with her tongue, and it was like, "Wow, girl, you're so drunk right now. What's happening?" Um, and so she was like a huge character throughout the whole season, and this was like her, like I don't know, her height in my opinion of this like weird tongue thing that she did. But she had a huge fight with this other girl named Tammy, who also like fell from grace a bit, because she started off being really cool and then got crazy really fast.
Oh, it's so cosmopolitan.
Best tongue memes.
Best.
I think she was on some like late night show, or they showed the clip on some late night show, which I think is why it's.
I am
blew up.
living for McKenna's weird tongue expressions on the Bachelor.
Her fight with Tammy was really funny. My mom texted me about this as this episode was airing, being like, "Look out for McKenna's tongue."
McKenna in the background. Oh, this is good. This is a good one. Do you remember this sketch? That Mad TV sketch?
No.
Oh my god, I remember this.
God, I can't believe you haven't seen that case, Jim. All right. What do you hear? All right.
She had to have done this a lot in order for this to be the response.
She really didn't. She did it for like maybe 10 seconds in one episode, but everyone was like freaking out on
It was
Twitter,
so
being
much though. There was like it was a lot.
Wow.
When her and Tammy were fighting, like which is another girl that she had like a date, like the 2-on-1 date with, she basically was like, she said, "Tammy, like you're nothing to me, you're nothing," and then Tammy is like sits there like stone faced, being like, "I'm everything."
That was good. That was an iconic quote.
Yeah, it was iconic.
Like Thanos.
Yeah, they both went home.
All right, well,
All right.
I've
Well,
learned
thank
a
you for
lot.
this. Yeah, thank you for the recap. This is it sounds like a great show and a way better way of me learning about what happens without sitting through all that television.
Yeah, it's how many hours do you think it is in total?
How many episodes?
It's
is it?
24 episodes, and some of them are 2 hours. I think most of them are 2 hours.
All of them
Oh
are at
my
least 2 hours, some are
God.
3.
2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. So you got all the highlights in like what, an hour?
1 hour, yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Pretty good.
That's all the important stuff.
You owe me
in my
2 days of
opinion.
your life now.
What do you need us to do for those 2 days? Like just like favors?
Yeah. Wash my plane.
Okay.
Shirtless, yeah.
Yeah.
But filming
right.
is done for The Bachelor because of coronavirus. Sad.
No.
They tried to film The Bachelorette, but they had to cancel it because of coronavirus.
Sad.
Sad.
So
No paradise.
They should do a Zoom Bachelor.
Can you
Everyone's just
imagine? Whoa, concept.
Zoom Bachelor.
yeah. No one knows if anyone
what
else
would
was wearing
fantasy
pants.
suites be?
Backgrounds.
It's a good background.
Yeah.
Chris Harrison says that when The Bachelorette comes back, they're taking on coronavirus head on.
Wait, what?
Oh.
They're gonna cure coronavirus.
They basically wanted to like be part of the show, I guess, when the new season of The Bachelorette starts.
Huh.
Wow.
But the new Bachelorette isn't a girl from this current season, so like that's a whole other.
The new Bachelor is going to be the guy who creates the vaccine for coronavirus. And they're going to find him a
I don't know
wife.
if he deserves that.
Yeah, probably
We should
not. It's
treat-
probably more of a
treat this person
punishment.
better.
Punishment.
Yeah. I
who
would
is-
like.
who is the next Bachelorette?
It's a girl named Claire, and she's like the oldest Bachelorette I think ever. She's 38. So she is from like many seasons ago. I think she like was on her the first time that she was on The Bachelor was like 7 or 8 years ago.
Damn.
So like they really went back to like a previous season. They didn't pick anybody from this like most recent one because they were all too young and like very immature.
They're
And
babies.
Cool.
Cool.
so it'll be a
cool
different
stuff.
vibe.
Maybe we'll watch that season. Didn't we say we were gonna watch this season?
We did. We said we were gonna watch Paradise, then we're gonna watch this one, and then now we're saying we're gonna watch the
Okay.
next one.
No,
Why
we're
would
gonna.
you need that when you have us? Why would
Yeah,
you need that
exactly.
much?
Yeah. Then we kind of take away this whole series.
But I think if we all had the info, imagine if it was just all of us yelling about the same thing.
Imagine the chaos.
There's entire podcasts that like recap each episode individually and are like like an hour long each.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I might listen to a Bachelor podcast.
I could do that about Love is Blind. If you asked me to be on a Love is Blind podcast, I could definitely.
Yeah, why don't we make this podcast about Love is Blind?
I'll finish
Yeah.
watching it. My mom really wants to watch it
Oh,
with me.
dude,
It's so
you gotta watch
Love is
it.
Blind,
ridiculous.
yeah.
It's insane. It's one of the most insane shows I've ever seen. I didn't expect to be hooked as much as I was.
They
I
kept
like the
ending
first
them on
episode.
cliffhangers.
Every single one was on a cliffhanger, and I just wanted to keep watching.
Yeah.
I could not stop.
All right, well, I'm gonna.
You guys are Darren. Have you started it, Darren, or no?
I have not started it. I really thought that Tiger King would overtake Love is Blind, so I'm all in on Tiger King, and
I'm in on Tiger King too. We've been
I've
watching
been in
that.
on
Yeah,
Tiger King.
we've
I've
been there,
I've
done
been
that.
done. Yeah, catching that I finished last week, bro. Catch up.
all right. Some of us have real work to do.
Yeah, sure. Fuck Carol Baskin. All right, see you guys.
All right, see you guys.